We have advanced to the Olympic quarterfinals in men's soccer. With a dominant 3-0 win over Guinea, the United States men's national team has advanced in second place in Group A and will now face Morocco in the quarterfinals. With that said, besides the fact that we now know that guinea pigs are not native to Guinea, which is probably the biggest lie in human history, what did we learn? Hi, if you're new here, I'm Filippo, and welcome to Tactical Manager TV, and welcome to the 7 Things We Learned series, where every single day following a United States men's national team match, we tell you 7 things that we learned. Now, obviously, there's more than 7 lessons, so you can let me know in the comment section down below, what did you learn from United States 3, Guinea 0, or just tell me what you learned about this United States team in the group stage of the Olympics. Or maybe tell me 2 players, give me 2 players that could possibly play for the senior team. Now, I also want to give a massive congratulations to the United States men's national team U20s. They have qualified to the U20 World Cup by defeating Guatemala 1-0 and playing cortisol ball. It was very stressful to watch, but they got the job done. They have qualified to the U20 World Cup, and that is an accomplishment that deserves praise. Now, all I'm going to ask you is to smash the like button. It's free. It helps the channel quite a bit. I would like to see this video hit 1,000 likes. It's possible. Maybe we'll get there. Maybe we won't. And let's go to lesson number 1. Lesson number 1 is I told you so. No, probably I didn't tell you so because you probably agreed with me anyway. But in the very first 7 things we learned in the Olympics, when we lost to France 3-0, I said it was not all doom and gloom. It was expected that we would lose to France. And I still fully expected us to get out of our group. And we did, with some comfort and some ease. And you know what? The US men's national team actually did quite well in the Olympic group stage. The 3-0 loss to France was not really a fair representation of how that game went. We should have lost by way less. Honestly, we could have tied that game. Up to the 60th minute, I would argue we outplayed France. And then obviously some individual mistakes and moments of brilliance from the overage players from France got them the win, and Olise as well. After that, the United States followed up with a 4-1 win against New Zealand, dominant. And this game that we're talking about today, a 3-0 win against Guinea. Winning a medal is possible. It's not likely. We still have to win the quarterfinals, and then we have to win at least one more game after that. So it's not likely, but it's very much possible. Regardless, so far the boys, or the US men's national team U23s, have made us proud, unlike the Copa America roster. And I will say one thing that I noticed in the group stage of the Olympics. What I did notice is that every single team that's left, Spain, Japan, Argentina, France, in our case, we're going to play right now Morocco, they are all beatable. There's no dominant force in this Olympics or a top dog. Is the United States, or are we, the favorites against Morocco? No, I would say Morocco are the favorites. They beat Argentina in the group stage. They played very well, but they also did lose to Ukraine, and then they defeated Iraq. We're not the favorites. I would say we're slight underdogs against Morocco, but I'll also say that if we beat them, it's not really an upset. That's my point. Every team left in the Olympics is very beatable. Trust me, I watched almost every single game, unfortunately. Lesson number 2 is about Kevin Paredes and how crucial he's going to be against Morocco. And here's the thing with Paredes. For the first 2 games, he was very poor, or not great going forward, but he was tracking back and playing a lot of defense. Now on this game, specifically against Guinea, he provided a lot going forward. I mean, the guy scored a brace. Thanks to me, right? He scored a brace thanks to my tactical jinx. I literally picked him to not score this game in the Underdog Fantasy app. Why did I do that? Because this motherlicker never scores. But then when I picked for him not to score, which I thought was going to be easy money, he scored a brace. Not 1 goal, he scored 2 goals. But let's ignore that for a second. He had a fantastic performance. He did a lot of dirty work on defense. Once again, he tracked back quite a bit. At times, he looked like a right back. And against Morocco, I would actually put Kevin Paredes on the left wing to track back and help John Token mark Hakimi. You take Hakimi out of the game, that's a big part of Morocco's game. So just my overall point here, against Morocco, Paredes will have to offer a lot going forward in transition to force Hakimi to stay back so he doesn't push high up the field and leaves the space in behind. But Paredes will also be crucial to drop back and help John Token contain and stop Hakimi. He's Morocco's best player. Lesson number 3 is I think Mitrovic might be watching our videos, because if you watch the past 7 things we learned, we were begging this team to stop trying to play out of the back. And there were a lot of bad giveaways, especially from Miles Robinson, and some bad punts or passes actually from Patrick Schulte, the goalkeeper. Now, for this game, we clearly stopped playing out of the back. And guess what? Miles Robinson had a good game. He didn't really have bad giveaways. We were going a bit more like, not really route one football, but going long instead of trying to play out of the back. Because listen, Zimmerman and Miles are not ball-playing defenders. Token and Harrio are not the most technical fullbacks either when it comes to building out of the back. They're not very press-resistant. And Schulte is almost as bad, if not worse, or probably the same as Matt Turner when it comes to having the ball on his feet. So we can't play out of the back. And it seems like Mitrovic has recognized that, and he changed against Guinea, and we didn't have the bad giveaways. We played a lot better, and we didn't struggle with their press because we weren't trying to play pretty and build out of the back. Wonderful. Keep it up, please. And you know what you can keep up right now? Hit that like button. I don't want to ask in. Once again, I'm a YouTube host, so I have to beg for likes. It's what we do. Lesson number 4 is about Griffin Yao, and this is what I have to say. Out of all the players in this roster, not many have a shot in the U.S. men's national team's A team. There's a few we can make a case for, like Tanner Tessman, Taylor Booth, Paxton Aronson in the future. The center backs, I don't rate them, even though some of them have been with the senior team quite a bit. But Griffin Yao, in my opinion, deserves a look. Listen, Pulisic and Weah are 2 of our wingers that should be there in terms of like the quality that they bring. Gio can play on the wing. Tillman can play on the wing if needed. And then you have Haji Wright that I still think should be there. Now, Brendan Aronson hasn't been great for quite some time for club and country. So I do think for the friendlies that we have coming up in September, October, we need to give Griffin Yao a look. Bring him as the 4th winger. See what he can do. This guy has been really good in the Olympics. Every game he came off the bench. And then this game, he started. Finally, Duncan Maguire was benched. And Griffin Yao got no goal contributions. But in my opinion, he was the best performer. Amazing player on 1-beat-1s, very direct, good with his finishing. He almost scored 3 times. I know he didn't score, hit the post, the goalkeeper made some good saves, but he was tremendous. He deserves to get a look with the U.S. men's national team, senior team, this year. Lesson number 5 is that Paxton Aronson as a false 9 is better than Duncan Maguire, the false pro. Okay, that was a bad joke. Duncan Maguire, the center forward, the 9. And listen, it's not just because of Paxton's assist. Understand, it's everything surrounding it. All the players, Griffin Yao, even Mihailovic, Paredes, everyone played better with Paxton at the false 9 instead of Duncan Maguire. That's just an Irish pub center forward playing up top, because you have a player to combine. You have a player that if someone makes those runs in behind, he'll put a through ball, as he did and assisted Kevin Paredes. It's not just about Paxton being a better player. He makes the players around him much better than Duncan Maguire. Now, Paxton's not perfect. He loses most of his duels. There's a lot of Aronson in Paxton Aronson, right? So he falls a lot, loses most of his duels, but still, the technical ability is there, the creativity. He's a much better player than Duncan Maguire. I don't want to see Duncan Maguire starting any of the games left in the Olympics. We might only have one if we lose to Morocco, but let's say we win. That guarantees 2 more games. Duncan Maguire, sure, can come off the bench late if you need to defend, I guess. Not a goal. He's not going to score for you in the Olympics. But he can't start. Please, do not start Duncan Maguire. It was really good to see Mitrovic actually bench him, because in my opinion, he shouldn't even been there to begin with. All right, lesson number 6. And it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Just like Matt Turner, Patrick Schulte with his feet stinks. Which is unfortunate. I mean, listen, do any American goalkeepers these days have any technical ability on the ball? They can shot stop fine. I mean, they're not Tim Howard, right? Or Friedel. They're not that level, but their shot stopping for the most part is okay. Patrick Schulte had a good game against Guinea. But what has happened to our goalkeeper youth development? Have they not caught up to the world? Our goalkeepers are like they're from the 90s or early 2000s. Actually, they're even worse than the ones we had in the 90s and 2000s. along with the fact that the game has changed. It has evolved, and goalkeepers these days, they can't only just shot stop, they need some technical ability on the ball. I'm not asking for us to have like an Ederson-like goalkeeper that is more technical than some of our midfielders, but can the guy have at least enough technical ability? Like at least more than tactical manager? Because Turner and Schulte with their feet are not good. And I heard Gabriel Sonina is not that good as well. From what I've seen, he's not, but I heard he hasn't improved that much with his feet. Again, that has to change. And something's wrong with our youth development of goalkeepers in the U.S. Hopefully with the players that are like 13, 14, we start to see improvements in that sense. But with these goalkeepers, it doesn't look like it's going to work out in terms of playing out of the back, for example, or being useful on the ball at all. Well, all of them. Turner, Schulte, maybe Slonina. We'll see. Lesson number 7, the last one, is something that we're going to have to, unfortunately, quote Greg Berhalter. When he took over the U.S. men's national team back in 2019, or maybe he said this in 2018, I don't remember exactly, he said that he wanted to change the way the world sees U.S. soccer. After failing in the first cycle, he quit on that. And then in the second cycle that Berhalter came back, he said he wanted to change the way Americans see U.S. soccer. Guess what? He failed on that too. However, I'll say this. This Olympic team can actually change the way Americans see U.S. men's soccer. Let me explain. Listen, getting any medal in the Olympics, even if it's a gold medal, it would not matter globally. It would not change the way that the world sees U.S. soccer. But in the United States, if you get any medal, it can 100% change the way that Americans see U.S. soccer, or more specifically, how they see U.S. men's soccer. Understand it this way. The casual sports fans, a lot of them just think Americans suck at soccer. But if we win a medal in the Olympics, we no longer suck at soccer. And they also don't really understand the perspective of it being a youth tournament or any of that. So getting a medal in this Olympics would actually change the way a lot of Americans see U.S. men's soccer. It would also build excitement for the World Cup. Not globally, doesn't matter what we do there, but these players have the opportunity to do this. But just to make it clear, if I had to bet money on it, I don't think we'll win a medal, but I do think it's possible. I don't think it's too crazy to win a medal, but I'll say our odds are definitely lower than like 30%. I'll say something probably around 10% chance of actually getting a medal. But if we advance from the quarterfinals, I would say the odds of getting a medal is pretty high, like 50% or higher. All right, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like before you go. I will see you all on Friday for a double-header live watch-along, one for the Olympics, which will be at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, and then another one for the U20 semifinals, the CONCACAF U20 Championship semifinals between the U.S. and, at the time of this recording, we don't know who it will be. It will be Canada or Panama. Once again, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and have a great day.